Hi guys, what's going on? I'm gonna do a bad taxidermy fly. This is the theme challenge this week for Thursday Night Flies. Of course, I'm gonna be tying backwards on a partridge predator shank, and I really don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Here's the thing: this feels like a tough challenge, only because we already tie with dead animals, and it feels like bad taxidermy means to deliberately tie a bad fly, which is something I just don't actually want to do. And so, I don't fucking know. The only thing I can think of is the only thing I can think of maybe is just to use like the worst parts of the marabou feather, like the shit that we'd normally intentionally pluck away, and just kind of make it look like roadkill. And I was gonna maybe put some fucking weird eyes on it because it feels like bad taxidermy. From what I've looked up on Google, bad taxidermy basically means that the eyeballs look really fucking stupid, and so put some weird weird eyes on it that don't make sense, the wrong color or whatever. So the only way I can think to do this is literally to tie a deliberately stupid fly. And that's what I have. I guess I'll just go for it here. So, um, let's get to it. Oh yeah. Now this is also yes. I'm still gonna put an up. I bend mine up. I do. That's not enough. I bend it up because I like it up. I think this is how Jim ended up telling me that I tie these things fucking wrong because of that. Probably very specifically. He saw me do that and was like, "What? What's up with that shit? You're tying them backwards." I tried to get a hold of Partridge an Instagram, not like an email or anything professional, to ask them if there's a right or wrong way to use these. Like, is this the back end and that's the front end and I'm tying them backwards? We had a discussion about it on Thursday Night Flies with Lydia Wiziker where we were talking about it, and I was like, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to use fly tying materials necessarily if it serves the purpose that you intend it to serve. This is, if anybody went to art school or took any kind of art class at college or anything, you kind of learn that there's not necessarily a right or wrong way to do things, if you did it deliberately. So if you spill coffee on your painting and you decide not to scrap it, it's now part of that piece. And so it was deliberate. And there you have it. Anyway, I'm gonna need more fucking milk. I'm huffing it down like I'm thirsty. And I love milk. Bad taxidermy. It's definitely not going to be vibrant, right? It feels like a bad taxidermy fly is going to be something that looks a little bit scraggly. So, so here we go. You know what I have? You know what I'm going to do? I guess what I have to do, is get some natural looking feathers. I'll be right back real quick. Um, okay, we ready? So I think I'm gonna end up doing this. Schloppen. It is just a black barred, kind of a naturally looking fly. And then I'm gonna do this, which is just almost a natural rabbit. Looks like I am gonna have to cut that rabbit strip in two to get it to do what I want it to do. But So even the body of this thing is going to be, oh, I don't know. Oh, I got a fucking pile to do. Let's go ahead and cut. Okay. Sorry guys, forgive me for just a second. I didn't get into this really prepared for what I was going to do exactly, so you're kind of along for the process and me figuring out how I'm going to go approach this fly this week. So I'll take down all the eyes that I have, and I will see what I have for. Just now, as I was doing this, I had a thought where, even though I couldn't prove it, you know, like if I was going to prove what my concept was, it would be bad taxidermy that was like a rat that someone put like purple eyeshadow on and these vibrant, fucking beautiful green eyes. And so I'd have like kind of a green purple thing going. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly abort the concept that I was just discussing, and I am going to kind of go for something a little bit different. So that's how quick it can change in my world, because when I'm freestyling it just like anybody, I think when you're freestyling a fly, that's kind of what happens, and that's why they don't like always come out great, because you don't have a plan. A planned fly where you're like thoughtful about what colors you're going to use, what materials you're going to use, how they're going to be placed. You're tying it with intentionally. It seems to be a by far better idea. So this can't necessarily be an instructional video if I don't know what I'm talking about along the way. So that's not what it's here for. This is Thursday Night Flies. I don't tie live on our Thursday Night Flies typically. I'm just there talking. So maybe here's the opportunity to see me go at it. And not that anybody gives a shit. I've probably talked about this before. I always tie up like a ½ inch on one side and then pull up the other. I don't know. It's something I developed when I was new, and I've never like quite let it go. I just did it. So it doesn't have there's not like a purpose. It's not purpose driven. It's just a habit now. So I do make sure those things are cut off even so that it is an evenly keeled fly, because you don't want to leave too much on one side, or anything that I've learned over time is a well-balanced fly. And I do want to tie a fishing fly. I have caught steelhead on a lot of, or I should say I've hooked steelhead on a lot of our Thursday Night Flies. So let's get one of these little Jimmy Jams up. Ooh, just popped out at me, and I think it's exactly what I want. I'm not the best at this, but I do try to put my feathers away, my materials away, as I go, so that my desk doesn't end in complete chaos. But I am definitely not the best at it either, so this is what I was talking about, like intentionally leaving like the fluff on there. I'm taking a new approach to this. My approach would be a rodent a rat, a possum, something roadkill that somebody picked up off the side of the road, and they were like, I'm gonna taxidermy this thing, and then they turned it into something you'd find in some kind of like roadside uh, antique store in New Mexico. I don't know if you've ever been to one of those. Arizona has them. They're like they're funny, is what they are. They're funny little fun stores. Um, oh, I caught my intruder wire. Yep. And it comes back down anyway, so. Scissors. I had them. There they are. These are shit scissors. Oh God, I leave shit scissors on my desk. I don't know why. It's really bad. It's really dumb to leave shit scissors on your desk on purpose. So, here we go. This is Lagerton. I like it an awful lot. Just the braid. I'm pretty positive that's what they call it. What do they call it? It's a flat braid. Yeah. But it lays out really nicely. It looks sharp. Fucking A. Tell me what's going on in my world right now where I can't do anything. Get it locked in there. Get those tied down nicely. You could technically cut this out or do better than I'm doing. Alright. So, anyways, what was I saying? A fucking possum. Here's my idea. Possum with purple eyeshadow, has lipstick on, is made to look made to look pretty. Like someone tried to make it look pretty. That's just what I want to do. So, bad taxidermy. Let me tell you something that's interesting real quick, okay? When I make videos and there's not actually an audience here like fucking listening to me, I am just talking to myself. This is actively listening to someone just talk to them fucking selves. What I didn't do that I wish I would have done that I forgot, and I can do it right now, I suppose. That's just a little bit weird. I'm going to show you how I'm going to fucking hack this a little bit. I'm going to hack this by taking some oval tinsel because I forgot to tie this in. I don't want to fuck yes I do. Just undo it and do it. Yes, I forgot to do it. We all do that, but the discipline that I've learned over even just the last year to just undo shit when I don't like it, when I just didn't do it right or whatever, has significantly helped my flies look better. And I know that they look better. I'm like, oh yeah, this is improvement. This is what stopping, undoing shit, not committing to things that aren't gonna work. And being okay with, like, you know, the process of redoing or undoing. So, and for obvious reasons, that improves your fly quality. So, hopefully that's showing up pretty well on this camera. And I have to do this a little bit because I already cut it and now it's going to be really short. Luckily, Luckily, this is actually a Semper Fly nano silk, and it is so fucking thin. It's really hard to get it to. You don't have to worry about like your thread stacking up too much. Um, for obvious reasons, it still can, but it's by far more difficult to do it than it has been with anything else in my life. So naturally, I'm still gonna try to do the 5. 1, 2, 3, not quite even. 4, and that will be perfect. I can see it. 5. Yep, yep. Ooh. That happens, just don't touch it. We can fix this still. Those two things at once. The nice thing about seeing someone do this, I suppose, is you can go like, holy fuck, there's tons of mistakes made. If you ever think anybody's like fucking good at this, you can go, wow, there's like a whole heap and pile of mistakes that are made still with everybody out there tying flies. I was taught to trim off one side of this feather, the schloppen, when doing this, like to just peel all of the fibers off of one side from that stem. And I have recently just been leaving all of them, and I feel okay about it. I just kind of wanted to see. I was like, well, what happens when you do it? Does it, you know, in a lot of cases, reducing is your friend. Less is definitely more in fly tying. It feels like the tendency is to want to become excessive, to get excited, to use materials that you have. You just went to the fly shop or whatever, and you're like, I really got to use like this thing that I just bought, and if you intend to, then you got to leave a bunch of other shit out. Like, yeah, go ahead and use the new thing you got, but it's taking the place of like 2 other things. So, trim, pluck, go. Catching it, catching the drift here. Yeah. This, I mean, I love schloppen because it trains back so easy. It's like such an easy feather to use, too, and it looks so cool. Like this, literally. To me, I'm just like you could add maybe just like some marabou over this, and like that it'd be a fishing fly. And so, yeah. Now, the question is, should I stick with this fiber, or should I definitely just abort this and kind of go? I mean, maybe the answer is what I need to do is treat it like it was roadkill that someone tried to make look pretty. So I can take like kind of dull, dead possum colors and spiff them up with some purple accents or whatever it's gonna be here. Is that gonna be a lavender underneath of it? Yeah, I'm gonna find some nice lavender actually. Marabou Brothers makes really awesome. They have really nice marabou. This is not Marabou Brothers. This is Folding Mill only because I'm out of Marabou Brothers. Um, and I would love to get more, but I'm waiting for them to want to sponsor me. Or not me, but Thursday Night Flies. Like, I'm just going like, you know what? Jim and I have this program. We have awesome fly tires on every week. We tie flies, and I've been now putting out these videos. Only this is only like my third one, but I have this intention now to put out a video for every single fly challenge. And I don't know why I've skipped last year and pretty much all of the first half of season 2 and not done this. But I've kind of decided, well, I decided to do it because people started asking me like, hey, what's the recipe? And I was just like, you know what? I'll just make a video. That was how it happened. Yeah. And so, but in these videos I create, I talk about the materials, the companies that I like to use anyways, but I might really like it if I had like all the options available that they make, or if they're like, hey, here's a cool package that has all of our cool shit, you know. Just new materials to tie with every week would be pretty neat, you know. I'd find some way to incorporate it, talk about it. And I think that Thursday Night Flies is a unique platform to talk about different materials, because we are challenged to use different material because of the nature of our program. You're challenged to try new things. So I feel like I named a fly for the first time in my life this year, and because I was like, Dad, we got into a discussion about it. I was going like, hey, at what point does a person feel like they can name a fly? You know, when have you researched that you're not stepping on anybody else's toes, that it hasn't been done? How can it be accomplished? And the answer from most people that I found was that a certain number of changes had been made to like your inspired fly, whatever like got you kind of going, because it feels like it's really hard to create a fly nowadays and like call it like yours. A lot of things have really been done. However, a lot of new materials are coming out all the time. Synthetic materials are going to basically mean that flies can forever change. And if that's the case, there's opportunities for people to kind of keep creating flies and calling them their own. So here we have, that's my little accent right there. Delete fucking dumb feathers. Just get them out of your fucking life. I don't like, this one wants to hang out over here. It's killing me. And I'm not fucking around with that. That's my answer. Okay. I'm gonna get in there and get that plucked out. I am going to, fuck. It's a really thick stem, hide. I feel like I should cut that in two, but somehow the fibers up top feel thin. Like I'm gonna reduce it down significantly. I don't know. No, I'm doing it. I'm gonna. This is basically why I keep this other vise here. So I keep one on hand, kind of try to pull it in here, get this out of the way. I just clamp it in there. I did this backwards, so I'll do this. I clamp it in there, and this is so I can split my rabbit. Like that's it. I have a 2.5-year-old. My wife ties flies sometimes, and so that's also for her, for him, or I don't know. There's no reason to have more than one vise, really. Or maybe this one fails, and I have a backup. Otherwise, I can't explain it. If you're gonna have different vices, they should do different things, and these are both Renzetti. which I am pro Renzetti, and I won't ever not be. Renzetti, if you want to sponsor Thursday Night Flies. We're not like actively seeking out sponsors or anything. Just so everyone knows, I'm kidding. All right. Get the F out of my way. Yeah. I gotta get this close to me. That's what it is. I pushed it out of my way. It felt funny. That's upside down. Yeah. All right. Here's where I'm gonna do this. A dollop of super glue in here right now. Ooh, that's a fucking lot. I did way more than a dollop. I actually have to try to evacuate some of that somehow. That's horrific. Okay, spin it. Well, that definitely won't go anywhere. I can tell you that. This gets trimmed down. Okay, it's definitely too long right now, and it's going to end up being about that long instead. Something about this material right now is making me feel like this natural shit feels ultra thin. I don't know what to say about it. So here we go. I have lavender in there, and I really and I wanted like kind of the green eyeballs, which I did this for. So if you're capturing what I'm getting at here, it's dead opossum, kind of like these wonderful green eyes. So I'm not literally going to put green eyes up here. But what I might do is take my thread, try to finish this off right now, and use a green to polish it off, or find just a nice little accent to it. Or it could be a hot pink to finish it off up front. Can honestly be kind of the thing, because that's in my wheelhouse as well. That's kind of my jam. So to do that kind of thing. But it's not going to be that. I think what it's going to be is by far more subtle, and it's going to be thread. And here's what's even better is that I don't actually have like a pink thread. I have floss. So, yeah. Oh, maybe a wee bit of tinsel. I'm sorry. What I meant to say was I have pink crinkle flash. And yeah. And kind of my always go-to is 2 down one side and 2 down the other. So right there. Bring that around. Right there. Oh, didn't like it. There it is. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Just want to see. That's going to be my jam. Yeah, I'm doing what I normally do here. People are just probably going like, fucking boring. When are you going to do something not this? And the answer is, not for a while. I'm on a roll right now. I've been liking this type of fly, and I've actually been having pretty great success getting all kinds of species of fish with it. So, let's see here. How this is going to work is it's going to be interesting. I'm just going to cut a wee bit off here. Advance my thread a little bit. And then wrap this. I don't think I've ever done this in my life yet, but I can't see why it wouldn't work. So why not? The only thing you're not going to get is like the nice whip finish, necessarily. So there you go. And then that's pretty well a completed fly. Right there. Yep. I mean, there it is. Okay. So that is my what the fuck is it again? This week? Dead something. It is bad taxidermy. Bad taxidermy. So let's do it, and let's whip finish. Let's call it a day. Yep. What's funny is that I can barely tell the difference between my actual thread and that. It's there. It's like a nice, it actually is kind of a nice little contrasting thing. But I almost probably could have just used what I had there, and I'd have been fucking fine too. So when I take a photo, it'll look like that. When it's wet, it'll look like this. But they look cool. Like this thing will sit there and shape up, and this will flow, and they work. I have swim tank videos of this fly, essentially, and yeah. The only thing I didn't do on this one is finish off with some hackles up front, where like normally there's some silver pheasant or Chinese strung or whatever, just a nice little accent there. But I think that this is me polishing up a bad taxidermy rodent. 33 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.